Shaka. Yeah, we was on ABC together, right, back in the days, right? Yeah, Shaka would be great.
Aretha?
Well, Aretha, yeah, I used to do shows with Aretha all the time. Yeah, she used to call me up, and matter of fact, she called me up when we do her. She would rent the Fox Theater in Detroit, and she'd invite 150 guests, right? And then they would be on the stage first, and waving in the back of the stage, and she'd have a 5-course meal and everything. Then they close those back curtains. They'd go sit out in the theater, about 150 of her family and best friends, and then she'd have me sing, right? And so we got to be pretty good friends. So I was up there doing a play with Billy D. Williams, right? And so my wife was with me. So she had this truck come, and they had a bouquet of flowers. Looked like she spent about $1,000 on this bouquet of all kinds of beautiful flowers for Billy D, right? So the guy go back to the truck. Everybody think he leaving. He come back out with, looked like she spent another $1,000 on red roses for me. And my wife say, "Oh, hell no. Red roses mean something." You know, she one of them Richmond girls, right? Yeah. She talking about red roses mean something. I said, "This is from Aretha. I don't give a," you know, she was all mad, and she just knocked over them roses. I said, "I'll be there." "Oh, I did it accidentally." I said, "No, girl, you ain't did that accidentally. I saw that big old hip go over there, and, you know, like you trying to do the bump or something and knock them roses over." Yeah, they was all over the dressing room, water running everywhere. Yeah, so my wife, I said, "Well, shoot, maybe I have to take one for the queen." Shoot, you know, you
Hey,
yeah,
hey,
but Aretha Franklin, that'd be great. Yeah.
go ahead, Dusty.
Yeah. You know, Lonzo had a situation where someone sampled his song, and he didn't really find out until the song had already sold, you know, a few 100,000 copies. Speaking of Master P, and he ended up sampling Lonzo's biggest song with World Class Wrecking Crew. Did that ever happen to you,
Yeah, there've been times when people have
where someone sampled your music and you didn't find out till
I
later?
didn't find out, right? Yeah, and then somewhere down south, I've got people who sample the record, and just kind of hard finding them because they on these little obscure labels, and they selling records out their cars and stuff like that, and it's like you spend more money trying to to get the money. Once you get it, you probably spend more money, and so it's like some of them you just got to say, hey, that's the cost of doing business, but. Yeah, folks is busy out there. You got to always kind of be on it, and but you like you say, you got people that let you know. Oh man, I heard this girl down there and somewhere in Mississippi got your record. She got to answer the "Cause I Love You," and I've been trying to find that girl for the longest. But she probably done sold 10, 15, 20,000 records. Probably at her gigs or something. But what can you do? I could wrong go down there and get beat up, get somebody get in and cut my throat. So I'm looking for that money. Yeah.
Yeah, that could be more hassle than it's worth. You ain't like that.
Yeah, exactly.
You ain't never lied. And then, what do you think about the current situation with streaming and where the record business is going these days?
Well, it's rough out there. You know what I mean? This record I got out right now, I think we got about 300, 400,000 streams, and it's like, what kind of money is that? You know what I mean? I might owe them some money. You know what I mean? So it, I don't really like it. But I was talking to Jay King. You brought him up. He was just telling me like back, in the 30s and stuff, like when they first started, when BMI and CSAC and all that, first started, and they were collecting the money. The money was real low. And then, when it got toward the 50s and the 60s and the 70s, that's when you was really making money on publishing. I mean, you could, buy houses and retire, with the amount of money that you was getting. So he says that in time, he feels like that the money from streaming is going to be equivalent to the money that we were making in the 70s and 80s and the 90s off of BMI and stuff like that. But I guess us that are making music right now, we're kind of like the sacrificial lambs, like the people in the 30s were.
Yeah, and me and my buddy was talking the other day. I got a lot of stuff that's in movies and stuff like that, and because used to be a time when they was on regular television, my my checks was real nice. Okay,
right.
Now all the television channels are now streaming. We under the streaming program, okay, as opposed to the regular situation. And man, it's almost pitiful. You can barely buy lunch these days on the damn what?
I know. Right. And we back to the old days. The way you make your money is going on the road. You know, I mean, that's what you got to do to make your money. You know, so a lot of times people want me to do a song, and they say, "Hey, Lenny, song," and they want me to pay them for going to the studio. I'm like, man, we don't know. You know, we ain't thinking to make no money on this song on the radio. You know what I mean?
Right.
You just got to be a big song. Like the little youngster Coco Jones. She sampled "Cause I Love You," and the little girl that's on the Will Smith show right now. But they redid it, right? Yes, right. And so she redid it, and I got a nice little check, last month on that. You know what I mean? But she had a big record, Disney's behind her and everything like that. But but the average record, all it is just advertising for you to get gigs, and then you get gigs, and then that's where you make your money right now. And if you ain't gigging, boy, you better have something going. I see all the youngsters, they got perfume, or they got hair care products, or jeans, or something, And
you can sell hats.
I can sell hats and all that kind of stuff like that. But then you have the mechanism for doing all that. You got to carry it on the road. You got to pay somebody. So but it just, if it works and if it makes sense, then you do it. If you don't, you know what I mean, then you just So I just been I carry stuff sometimes, and then sometimes I don't. I just say, well, I just get out here and do my gigging, and it works. But I imagine if I was real young, and I was trying to make it, but I already got my house paid for. I got rental houses they paid for, and so so I got streams of money coming in anyway, and then my publishing and stuff like that. So sometimes just let some things go, Well, but if I was a youngster, I'd be out there hustling, and bent over. I used to work at Ford Motor Company, and we was making the Mustangs back in the 60s, right? And them guys be coming down the line, you working, they say assholes and elbows, you know what I mean? They want to see you bend over, see something moving, you putting stuff in, and taking, whatever. So but I just kind of like don't work too hard, but but I guess I got that foundation, Yeah,
I man. You know what, dude? You're blessed. You're blessed. You got your health, you got some money, you got a good woman, still got your career. Man, what else what else do you really need? Okay. And that's why I try to tell these folks, man, you out here trying to bust your ass, trying to impress people all your life for what?
Yeah.
For what? For some oohs and ahs?
And a lot of times people don't understand. Like my wife went on the road with me this weekend. She did 3 days with me. We had a 3-day weekend, right? And I said, it's been a long time she's been on the road. And I said, yeah, it's good for you to come out sometime and see what I do. Like when we left LA, I did the show. I had to just run straight to the car and go straight to the LA airport and jump on a plane because